Hey, this is Lookout for Charlie, and wanted to give you all an update on what's going on. First off, I'd like to thank everybody for the audio samples of Seattle. Everybody that sent Seattle in, it was a success. I popped the kind of broke the code and got the audio pushed up, and maybe I'll put some of that in here at the end of this video. I wanted to talk about a few things. I've got emails recently from people asking me, what do you think about this user on so-and-so website says to do this, this user on this site says to do that, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Here's what I think about other people's advice. What you do is you ask that person whether they still have targeting symptoms or not. And if that person happens to have targeting symptoms of any kind, you stop listening to them. Because if they do, then their advice doesn't work. It's that simple. And it's not targeting, it's not a gray issue. You either have it or you don't, And as I've said before, my symptoms, and I've freely told people that I'm limited now to, when I walk into my home, I get tinnitus once in a while, my ears ring, and I have skin issues if I don't take care of myself. All right? But otherwise, I'm 100% symptom free. I don't get zaps, I don't get pains, my head doesn't feel like it's going to explode. I don't see shadows or like blurry vision. I don't have heart palpitations. I don't have any of it. None of it. I have tinnitus, skin issues, and once in a while I get a cramp in my foot or in my hand. I'm talking a great while. But that's it. So those are my symptoms that I have left. And ask other people what their symptoms are. And then decide, based on what they have going on, whether you want to listen to them or not. And that's the best advice I can give you for that. I've told you guys I've been trying something new for a while for like maintenance purposes, and it really fucking works. But what I did recently, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but what I did recently is I quit using the expensive stuff and I went to a cheaper version of what I've been using. And I want to see if the cheaper one works as well as the other one. And I'm not so sure about it because my skin doesn't have as much like natural oil coming out of it, and there are other things that I've noticed that aren't happening that happened with the other stuff. So I'm still experimenting. I'm almost there, and then once I am, I'll release that information. What I need from you guys is I need people to be proactive. And what I need is I need audio from other cities, downtown, in cities, like right fucking downtown. I need people to turn on their recorders, put your phone in airplane mode, or if you have a non-wireless recorder, even better. But put your phone in airplane mode if you only have a phone. Record for, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, not too long, not too short, and send it to me from any city. But it's got to be, in the downtown area. I want to know what's going on in these places. I want to show you, I was driving down the road the other day at like noon, like right after noon, And in the middle of a blue sky was a fucking black beam coming straight down to the ground. Like a black beam that divided the sky in half. I want to show you guys that. It's pretty nuts. I've never seen anything like it. I grabbed my camera and started popping off as many photos as I could, because I was in construction and there were cars and I was trying to drive and it was nuts, but I popped off like maybe 8 or 10 photos before I almost rear-ended somebody. So I want to show you guys that. That was pretty nuts. Yeah, I mentioned the audio from other cities. Seattle was a success. I found what I needed to find there. What else? Let's take a look at the black beam. Here's the black beam, starting on photo number 2. When we start popping them off. If you look right through those chemtrail clouds, those fake cirrus clouds, you can see the black beam cutting right through it and going down to the ground. And all the sky to the left of it is about 3 or 4 shades darker than the sky to the right. Now it's awesome because I downloaded a camera that I could have a timestamp on. So it's 12:20 p.m. I mean, middle of the day. Sun is right above. So there's no way, I've never seen this in my life, a shadow that cuts through the sky all the way to the left. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. So I start popping off photos. Let's go to 3. It's about the same as I was moving. I was shooting. Now, it's hard to tell. The one part is hard to tell. See the black dots right above those 3 trees there? It's hard to tell whether that's on my windshield or if those are in the sky. I'm leaning towards they were on my windshield, but I'm not absolutely positive. So let's go to photo 4. Photo 4. Here are the oblivious construction workers that don't even notice that their sky is cut in half by the black beam cutting through the chemtrail clouds. Fantastic. Here is photo 5. Same thing. But the see how messy those clouds are? Those are let's call them persistent contrails that have started to break apart after lingering in the air for a couple hours. Here is photo 6, looking at the black beam still cutting through the persistent contrails. This was here through the entire trip down this road. So now I'm going to show you some photos that I adjusted the brightness, contrast, and saturation on. See that? You can see the cut right through the sky. Isn't that fucking crazy? Here is the second one that I adjusted, where you can, I mean, there's no denying it. You can't deny it. What is that, a shadow? How big would something have to be to cast a shadow that big in the sky? At noon. At fucking noon. And then here's where I draw a dividing line between the two sides, where you can, with that red line there, you can really see the difference in shades at noon. Just absolutely amazing. So, yeah, the black beam. Look out for Charlie and the black beam. Let's check out some Seattle audio. So this is how we're going to end the video. I received a few samples from Seattle, a handful of them, and I'm going to play a 3-minute one that I whittled down that was literally just taken, like, basically off a corner, right? Open air. Open air. This wasn't sitting on a radio or sitting, this was just taken off the open air. And this is what I pulled out of it. So all those crazy homeless people that are running around Seattle screaming at people that aren't there, this is what they're talking to, all right? And this is how we're going to end it. And also, a friend of mine hooked me up with a link to be able to donate again. So if you can donate, please do it. I don't monetize my videos, but all this stuff is a lot of work, and it eats up a lot of my time, and I buy a lot of stuff to experiment with, and it really helps. And I'd like to thank everybody that donated in the past again, because it has really helped the experiments move along. You know, all that stuff costs money and time, and I really appreciate it. But you can donate again, and I'll put the link below to do that. And I really appreciate your help. So here is Seattle. I'll play 3 or 4 minutes of it, and I will talk to you soon.